That's easy to figure out. Why being targeted by people doing baneful magic, why it doesn't work. Well, simple enough. QHHT, simple enough, in 117 countries. I mean, it's basic. It's a past life regression, right? It's the death experience. So, I mean, when you can take judges, attorneys, cops, movie stars, doctors, the regular person, fast food workers, when you can take all of them and then wrap them up into one ball and wish the death experience on them with 5-star reviews, that generally trumps any bullshit that they can come at you with as far as being a good person. Puts them in touch with their higher self, gets them in connection with God. The universe loves that. Who wouldn't? And the simple fact that an intern has to do 25 free sessions before they can put a price on it, I can wish the death experience on these people for free. Come on now. That's going to trump anything nefarious, anything horrendous. And it's a whole lot better than going to an island with children, let's just say that. And I don't need to be a part of that club. It's simple enough. I've got my own island, palm trees. It's what it is. Not worried about any of that. However, no, this blood moon is, I mean, that is the Lilith harvest moon. If you have groups doing blood rituals, hiding behind the facade of fucking good people, they'll be losing their minds. It's what they wanted for another, is what they wanted for themselves. And I want as many QHHT sessions as someone would like to give me. It's just what it is. Simple enough. Man, I'll go to practitioner after practitioner. You keep taking me through the death experience over and over and over and over again. It's crazy to hear, maybe even crazy to say to some people. But it's also accepted in 117 countries where most of the people in America aren't. Fucking QHHT is accepted more places than some of these people. That's what it is, and I'm no better. Simple enough. Nobody's any better than anyone else. However, no, I've heard 3 people today discussing how dangerous a situation this is. I agree. It's magic backfiring on people. I don't play with that shit. I'm protected from it. Oh, look what he's doing to us. No, you can't do that shit. Look what you put out going back on you. Simple enough. What you put out goes back on you. Simple enough. That's just what it is. And I'm not concerned with any of that shit. Some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life. 3:03 on the clock. That's what it is. And I mean, you're talking about group karma. They weren't expecting it. What they wanted for one is what they wanted for themselves. Okay, that is a group issue. That is a group problem. They can start a support group. They can do whatever they want. I don't care. I'm focusing on my ascension. That's got them triggered. That's what it is. While they were focused on trying to take a destiny, they didn't realize that that was a Pisces sun, Leo rising Saturn. Okay, cool. So this is the Pisces Saturn Lilith harvest moon. Pisces has a legion of angels protecting him as an angelic Reiki master. Pisces can wish the death experience in a past life regression confirmation. 3:55 on the clock, 3:57. That's what it is. You hear my legion of angels? Simple enough. That's what it is. And I'm not here to convert anyone. It's 2,500-year-old information. You can Google search angelic Reiki. I don't have to explain anything about my abilities or the intense amount of time I have put into meditation to develop them. I don't have to explain. They're never going to understand any fucking way, so it doesn't matter. And I'm not going to be nice about it. I don't have to be. I'm not responsible for how people feel when a whole community is vibrating at Rob Lowe. Cool, I'll give you Rob Lowe, big names in entertainment. They gotta be shocked. Is it magic? Absolutely. I'm transmuting the shit they send. However, having multiple readers talking about natural disasters caused by these people overgreed. all they wanted was the money. So they're doing every kind of baneful, and you can't, we don't believe in magic. Well, cool. You're not a student of the people teaching it either. There is people teaching these things as a leaf falls from God knows where, like magic. It's just what it is. Where'd you come from? Anyway, there goes a butterfly too. Simple enough. This is the signs from the universe. People aren't going to understand those things. We're not responsible for what people can understand and what they can't, right? And that's the thing. Majority of the things that I talk about, you can research. So when I get people like me, oh, your brain's fried, you're too many drugs. I still have 5-star reviews, a platform, and people wanting something I have that you don't. So it's what it is. That's always going to be a beautiful comment. It's like, your brain's fried, you're on drugs. Yeah, well, people are still trying to rob me, so what's your problem? Simple enough. Right? And I don't care. I don't care what these people's issue is. I don't give a shit about how they couldn't wait for the blessing and took the karma. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Right? Trying to put, that's the thing. They're a corrupt group of parasites. And you got to keep in mind, most of everything that is talked about on this channel has absolutely fucking nothing to do with whatever's going on. I had another channel. That's the keys. That's everything that they would need to get out of the position that they're in. They would need all the information off that channel, and it doesn't exist anymore. I took it down. Honk. The alarm is just what it is. Honk. Pay attention. Pay attention. You got to think the shit that you can when you go to my Facebook and you death scroll down to Lee in the UK being tormented by demons. You see the bottoms of his feet. His entire channel surrounds around nothing but fucking Lilith and demons, and they're tormenting him and da-da-da-da-da. And it's what it is. I'm watching him one time, and he says the key thing, the shit that I see through that makes everyone mad. I'm going to use him as an example. He says, yes, people referred someone to me, and I called them up. And the people that they referred to me came over, psychics, mediums, whatever. And then he says, yeah, I was referred. I looked them up. They seemed legit. Da-da-da-da-da. They came over. They gave me some advice, but I don't believe in any of that shit. Now, he doesn't believe in the advice that he was given by people that had been edified and referred to him. Right? They were good at what they do, obviously, or nobody would have told them. He did his research, and they seemed legit. They seemed legit, but they told me this woo-woo crystal shit. That's what it is. They sounded crazy. Well, yeah, nothing sounds more crazier than you continuing to be tormented by demons, Lee. It's just what it is. Nothing sounds crazier than you preferring to have the bottoms of your feet on my Facebook. It's Facebook, Lee, not the bottoms of your feet book. Simple enough. But it's what it is. That's the half-wit mentality that I run into all the time. Right? You tell them they shut off. I call it going to sleep. They go to sleep. They can't process the information that you're giving them, so they just fucking discredit it. They just denounce it. That's what it is. Their program shuts off. They're off button, and you see it. You see them go to sleep. They make the face. I don't understand what he's saying. Well, of course you don't, because it's called education. It's called wisdom. It's called experience and whatever the fuck I'm talking about that they just don't understand. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not trying to push beliefs on anyone. However, I'm telling you, I've heard multiple readers over the course of this week that I watch, that I trust, that I don't promote. Because it's what it is. You don't want these, the less the devil knows, this what it is. And they're getting readings too. They're getting reading after reading, trying to figure out how to keep whatever they've done from being exposed. Okay, great. Thank you for advertising 5-star reviews for me for free while I took a year-long vacation calling back my energy. That's what it is. Right? And to have that shit. Pisces, that they were never going to make you the scapegoat. I know, because I'm divinely protected with a legion of angels. Everything these readers are talking about. And then you see it in the comments. Yeah, these people say crazy stuff. Well, you know, they are talking about an angelic Reiki master and a QHHT practitioner that deals with star seeds and earth angels and the 3 waves of volunteers. So yeah, it would sound absolutely nuts to somebody that has zero experience, no knowledge whatsoever. You're totally unaware. I mean, just because you're unaware, a lot of people have never seen an elephant before. Doesn't mean the fucking thing doesn't exist. Doesn't mean it's not as big as it is. Simple enough. Tell them, isn't that right? Daisy knows. She knows. That's where it is.
How it is.
That's how it is. Tell them how it is. Percocet. Molly Percocet. Mask off. That's what it is. Gotta represent. That's what it is. Anyway, I can't do anything about that. If I get signs from the universe. Pisces, your intuition is so on point right now, you're picking up messages from everything. Okay, great. Where is that Pisces? And who is that reader talking about? Which Pisces is that reader talking about? Because I'm looking for those Pisces, right? The Pisces, their intuition is on point. So on point, they sound crazy to somebody that's fucking asleep. I can't understand anything he says. I'm used to that. It's just called high frequency information. Tell them. Doesn't make anyone an energy master. Does not make anyone any more enlightened than anyone else. It means you've been longer on the journey. You've done more work. Simple enough. It's when you get the opposition to what I do. Right, Reiki comes with Reiki teddy bears during surrogate healing sessions remotely. Okay, cool. If I can do a surrogate Reiki teddy bear session remotely, someone can do a voodoo doll remotely. Simple enough. If you've got a past life regression group, what's the word I'm looking for? The QHHT forum, a fucking forum of professionals. Okay, great. In 117 countries. That's not a death cult. The opposition is a death cult. It is. You got to think, them wanting money. Okay, great. Where are these individuals that wanted the light of the Earth Angel for manifesting purposes? Where is this Earth Angel? Where is this Earth Angel with this divine light surrounding them? That's what it is, because I got to resurrect that person. I can't worry about the group that is getting karma for playing in that Earth Angel's energy. And that's what it is. I mean, readers told them last year. That's why they're all in shock and doing everything, trying to win at all costs, because they're shocked at the things they heard. You know, you've got one jealous individual who want vitality. They want reward without effort. They don't want plastic surgery. They want someone else's Reiki. They want to siphon the energy off of that rare individual that uses both sides of their brain. That's the key to all of this. An introverted, intuitive, feeling and judging personality type uses both sides of the brain, split right down the middle. The consciously unconscious INFJ, where the temporal meets the supertemporal, allowing an inner light awakening. Scott Morgan can teach you all that. I don't have time to sit here and and just, you know, go into 1 to 2% of the human population only occurring 0.04% in males. It's not going to fucking matter to most people anyway. However, that inner light awakening is specific to 1 to 2% of the human population, only occurring 0.04% in males. And the statistics rise the more people take the test. So that's what it is. All right, so you're talking about they have targeted one individual that is having an inner light awakening of the INFJ. Scott Morgan says, to witness this inner light awakening and have the chance to stand next to a real-time miracle is why the INFJ exists. And what did these people do? They wanted to harvest that energy. Okay, great. I'm calling it back. Simple enough. They harvested it. I'm calling it back. Okay, great. That's what it is. They harvested energy. I'm an energy worker. I'm working that shit. Mask off. They need pain relief. Molly Percocet. That's what it is. I don't care. However, that is going to be a situation tonight. So you've got a bunch of trigger demons dealing with a Lilith harvest moon tonight after doing blood rituals. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that what they wanted for another person. I already heard the readers say they were going to have the devil show up harvesting that energy. Cool. I've already seen what's happening to Lee. I've already seen what's happening to Lee in the UK. Simple enough. He's far from protected. He didn't listen to the mediums and the psychics that tried to teach him spiritual protection. He didn't care. He would rather create content, and I do give it up to him. Just the fact that he is still creating content on YouTube, being fucking tormented by the opposite of what I deal with. He's being the situation. A Reiki master, an angelic Reiki master. You see my hands. You see the body. You see the palms of my hands. Reiki for tooth pain. Reiki for ankle pain. Reiki for anxiety. Reiki for depression. Any of that shit. When you go to a Reiki master, you see the palms of their hands. When you go to the opposition, someone being tormented by demons, you see the bottoms of their feet on my Facebook. Simple enough. It's not hard to figure. The heel represents hell, Dorothy. It's just what it is. Click your ruby red slippers together. They're knocked 3 times and it is given. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. The demons are going straight there. There's no place like home. And that's what it is. And you're hearing that reader talking about that, about people were going to be losing their minds today. Yeah, people are calling in sick, all kinds of stuff after that moon last night. Simple enough. They started their Monday with the blood moon blues. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about that. And we've got an 8-year cycle of this shit to deal with. If they even make it through the fall. You've already got readers talking about these people are going to be dropping like flies. They're in fear. I'm like, cool. No one's called and told me anything. No one has sent me anything. No one has called. They don't write. They don't send flowers. They tried to take the crown and it won't even fit. They only use the left or the right side of their brain. The halo won't even fit. Simple enough. And you got to think, we're talking about things that most people don't do. So how would you even possibly expect them to understand? They don't. These are out of the norm. These are completely out of the norm of the same cookie cutter shit they've done their whole life. Doesn't mean it's not 2,500-year-old information. Doesn't mean it doesn't come from Japan, the land of the immortals, and you've got immortal energy all off in the cards in America. Imagine that. Imagine that. The place where they specifically keep you dumbed down with the average human attention span of 8 seconds by Google standards. And I expect people to be able to focus on themselves 10 minutes a day in meditation. Right? That's 9 minutes and 52 seconds more than they can average on they can handle on average. Simple enough. Simple enough. They can't pay attention longer than 8 seconds. So to get them to focus for 9 minutes and 52 seconds longer than that, like pulling teeth. Like pulling teeth. It's what it is. There's nothing better than, oh, I'm spiritual. Great. Do you meditate? Well, I try. Well, you have to practice your meditation just like you practice your spirituality. Anyway, right? And you say those things to people, and they get mad. Okay, cool. I'm not responsible for calling people out on their shit. It's what it is. You either agree or you disagree. And then we agree to disagree. And that's simple enough. However, when you've got an entire community under judgment for, it's what it is. You're thinking, this is where I was at. Yeah, I was inside actually, but backdoor Clyde. He came and he reached right over my boundary. He did grab my stick, pulled my stick out, and he came in my back area. It's just what it is. Reached around and grabbed my doorknob. Simple enough. And now you've got an entire community with a body in a pond and Rob Lowe coming in October. It's just what it is. So it's poetic justice. It's poetic justice in its finest moments. That's what it is. However, no, I do agree with the reader. You know, if they were doing blood rituals and what they wanted for another is what they wanted for themselves, and this is the 09/08/2025 divine endings and conclusions in numerology, it's another portal. The same portals that we've been crossing through every other time in divine right timing. So if we've been shocking, if Pisces has been shocking the hell out of people with what we've done so far, natural disasters, I guess what it is. We keep getting better, they keep getting worse. Simple enough. We keep ascending, they keep descending. We're getting closer to the divine, they're getting further down the descension path. That's what it is. It's simple enough. Simple enough. However, no, I would have to agree with the reader that was talking about, because this is the Lilith harvest moon, and if they were doing blood rituals and hiding behind the facade of being good people, holy shit, they'll be losing their minds, because that's what it is. That energy has to go back somewhere. And she just said it. She said, this isn't a tower falling, this is a tower following and tumbling. Okay, great. So pay attention tonight. Right? Because as this energy begins to set in, it is going to throw people off. They realize that they have failed. You know, especially the destiny swappers. And you've already had a reader say it. They destiny swapped with a fire and a water sign and would be getting drugged to hell by the Egyptian devil's jinn. Oh my God. We don't understand how pyramids are built. Well, fucking, you know, the Egyptian devil's jinn are a supernatural race. It's just what it is. Right? Just because you've never heard it, just because you've never seen an elephant, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And it's what it is. I mean, you gotta think, she was talking about people are trying to steal our gifts. Okay, great. And they've been doing it. Okay, great. They found the right one. Yeah, absolutely. That's what it is. I'll always be the right one when it comes to, or the wrong one, depending on your perception. That's all at 22:22 on the clock. That's always going to be my question. Where are these other earth angels whose light triggers their demons? Because that's who I'm looking for. You can't deal with triggered demons. Your light triggers their demons. That's what it is. You have to keep them separated. You can't deal with people who, you know, their demons are being triggered by your light. No. You have to be smarter than that. You can't deal with a group of demons getting karma because our light has triggered the darkness of their soul. That's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that. You know, when people can raise their hand, my light triggers their demons. Cool. You know, we can work with you. I hear they've been siphoning your energy, Pisces, because you're the most spiritual in the zodiac, right? That's going to trigger people's insecurities. It's going to give them ego deaths. Okay, great. I don't care. Their ego death is none of my concern. Their triggered insecurities means they're fucking insecure. I'm comfortable with my light. They can be comfortable with their insecurities. Namaste.